Hi guys, Jaime Kristine here. I have decided, since I have so many eggs, we need to get to pickling. So, sorry, I'm sweaty. As you can see, I've been working in the backyard. Hi baby. Good old Uncle Sam once said we should have 2 chickens for every person because each chicken lays 1 egg a day. So, here we go. Now, here's the poop on eggs. Literally. And I usually use a little bit of vinegar water. You can buy that expensive $10 stuff in the bottle if they like to sell you, but a little vinegar will do you good. I'm just going to put a little bit of distilled vinegar in here. And usually have a spray bottle. I'm just going to clean that really good in there. It'll come right off. And you wash it up. And you just stick it in the fridge with all of the other eggs. Okay, so first of all, you want to make sure that you have all the ingredients and all of the utensils together and everything that you need, because if you need to go to the store, now's the time. You need vinegar, which we've already got now. And pretty much that's it, and salt is all you really have to have. I choose to use sea salt. Ta-da! And then also, that's really all you need. And you can put whatever you want in it. Some people even put beets and onions and whatever you want. You can do it however you like. I'm going to use Splenda. There you go. Just for a little bit of sweetening. And I've never seen anybody do this, but I like to do this. Oh, there we go. A little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of vanilla. Ta-da! And of course, living in Oklahoma, nothing is right without head country seasoning. Now, there is a seasoning packet that you can buy. It's actually a pickling spice is what it's called. And it's just a little packet that you can buy, or there's jars of it. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so it turns out I don't have any jars. So I'm looking here to see what I can use. And I've always got something. And these I think are expired. I haven't eaten these in forever. And I can always find something probably in my refrigerator that's expired. That needs to be thrown away and washed. So let's see, 29/18, so we're still good. We're still in date on these things, but I'm gonna use this jar anyway, and I may be able to find a couple others. I can always get enough change together for the Dollar Tree, my favorite place in the world other than a coffee shop. And let's see, this is actually what I need to use, so I might as well go ahead and take it out and wash it. Oh, that's what I had for dinner last night. And, ooh, looks pretty good. I think I might eat that again tonight. Ooh. I can do this left-handed. Yep. Pretty good. Well, I guess I won't be able to finish that off because the boys are gone today with their grandpa. But I'll eat some of that for dinner. Okay, so now I've had my dinner. So I was able to wash the pan that we need. And I went to the Dollar Tree, which is very close. And these 2 right here are in jars. And they were $1 each at the Dollar Tree. And I figured I can use these jars. Put this in something else and use these jars to can. And then each of these jars at the Dollar Tree were $1 a piece. Oh, got a mess back there, huh? Look at this. All this laundry I've got to do. So I've already actually washed it, but I want to re-wash it because it's sat there now for so long. Anyway, ignore that and pull this back shut. Oh, kind of nice though, that light. It's gotten dark in here. So, I just open it. You've already seen it. Usually see my mess anyway. Everything's on a budget, so you just use what you've got. And if you need to wait, you wait. So, you kind of just You do you, I'll do me. You put in what you want, and we'll see how it turns out. Here we go. First off, you want to start with your dish here. You're going to fill it with the eggs. Ta-da! And some of them, we have kind of a pinky orange, and some are more white or cream, but they're kind of not really Easter egg-like, but they are somewhat, I guess, they could be. They have those chickens that lay the Easter egg-like eggs. The colors is what they call them, Easter egg. So we're going to stick these in here, and then we are going to fill up this pan with water just about an inch above the eggs. Now we want to bring them to a boil. It's getting close. A rolling boil, I should say. Now, while we're waiting for them to boil, you knew this was coming. Every video I have has some sort of lesson that I learn and then I share with you. And today I feel like the lesson is preservation. Today, our point of doing all this is to be able to preserve the eggs so that they will last. And once we do get them inside of the pickling juice, they're going to absorb that flavor. Now for a year after the process is through, which actually they'll go in the refrigerator for 8 to 10 days as soon as this process is through, and then at the end of that 8 to 10 days, then you actually can take them out of the refrigerator and leave them out. But I personally like to put them in the refrigerator just to be on the safe side. And I do have kids and myself that likes to leave things out and open, and I just prefer to leave it in there. But you can actually leave it out because it's preserved then for the next year. And just like God, He preserves us. And a lot of times we are ready to move and we don't understand, God, why? I'm ready to move and I don't understand why things are start falling in place the way they, I feel that they should. I feel that things should be going my way. And I feel like I've done everything I need to do. I don't understand why there's always a block or something getting in the way. And I'm ready to move. And God said, no, you're not. He said, you stay. And that's being still. While we're still, He's still working on us. So we can still be still in the place we are, but still be working for Him and helping others, loving others, and doing our very best at everything that we are doing, and continue to work on ourselves so that we can move forward when we're ready. And that is just like the pickling process. We are going to can these, and then for a year they're going to be good, but during that time they are going to absorb the oils and the flavor, and that's, I believe, what God is doing in our lives when He tells us to be still and we're just ready to go and we know it's time, and we're not trusting Him that He knows when the right time is, because He's working on us still. Even if we feel like we're just sitting still and He tells us to be still, He's flavoring us. Okay, so boiling. So we are going to remove them from the heat. Ta-da! Be very careful, Jamie. And that is going to set for 10 minutes. I'm going to turn that off. And then I'm going to put the lid on here. And 10 minutes we're going to set the timer for. Exactly. And then we're going to remove them and put them in this ice water that I have fixed over here. 3, 2, 1. Alright. I'm going to take that lid off. And we're going to take this and shut the timer off there. And we're just going to right on over to the sink. And we're going to move them from the hot water to the cold. careful with them last time, but you know you really don't have to be that careful. I actually had to get a bigger bowl because there were so many. And we let that set for 5 minutes. And that's another thing about this perfect process. And that is when we do this just right, the eggs are we're gonna be able to just peel that hard layer right off. It's just gonna come off. We don't even have to really peel it. If we don't do it just right, then we're gonna start pulling at the egg and it's fragile and we're pulling and tugging on it and we're trying to be gentle, but we're pulling back layers that aren't supposed to come off. Just like God, He's so gentle with our lives and He does it in His timing, and we just want to pull that hard layer off and just get it off of there. But God says, no, stop, wait, let's do it this way. So then when the time is right, it's gonna work out perfectly in my plan. Which reminds me of something my stepmother told me. And here I go again. She said, Jamie, don't pray for God to teach you patience. You thank Him for the patience that He's giving you. And thank Him for the patience that you already have. But don't tell Him or ask Him to teach you patience. Because if you pray for Him to teach you patience, He's going to teach you. And how do we learn? Through experience, right? Right. Here we go again. Now we're going to come over here. And we should be able just to crack these babies. And we can do it kind of, oh, don't push too hard. Oh boy. And you can tell these are a lot smaller eggs because they're silkies. Are the kind of chickens I have, my little garden birds. So they're quite a bit smaller, so I fit a lot more in there than a regular egg. I think that just was perfect there. Kind of hard to do one-handed. Actually, it's not. I'm doing this one-handed, guys. Check it out. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Gotta be more perfect. Look at that. It just shed right off of there perfectly. Look at that. That worked perfect. So just roll it. Wow. I just watched that actually on somebody else's YouTube video. I wish I could give them credit for that. I can't remember which one that was. Instead of trying to crack it around, just kind of roll it. I don't want to do it too much, but look at that. Ooh. Wow, perfectly. One-handed. Look at this, folks. Look at that. And I have cleaned my cabinets, just so you know. Sterilized them just for this process. Only because I'm doing it on video. There's nothing better than a fresh, hard-boiled egg. Sorry, folks. I just ate one. I couldn't help it. So, here's another process that I just learned also off YouTube. I should have gotten the videos. I'll look back and see if I can figure out which ones they were so I can give them credit. Ow! Ow! My finger! Sorry. Let's do one handed. What about the hiccups? Okay, let's try this again. So this is water. You just do it halfway. And then shake it again. I need both hands to shake it. Mash it on there. Basically with a shake. Shake it. Shake it, shake it. To be doing, I think. Shake it really good. And then, that's a good workout too for those arms. Oh, look there, there's a cracked one. Wow, it worked! Look at that one completely came undone. Whoa! Yes, Mr. YouTuber. I don't even know who that was. I've got to go back and look. I am so impressed. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to shake it again. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. That's the best thing ever. I don't want to do it too much because then I guess the egg starts breaking out. Some of them. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Wow. Whoops. They broke a little. I don't know if you can pickle them like that. I think you should be able to. Yeah, I guess you could because the, wow. How awesome. Wow. Didn't have to do anything. Look at that. It just slides out of there. Did you see that? Wow. Look at all that. Oops. Missed that one out. But I guess you can still pickle it because if you can just pickle regular onions and beets and things like that, you might as well be able to do that too. Wow. Oh, wow. That's the coolest thing ever. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Poop. Wow. Gosh. I'm not even going to tell you how old I am. I just started to. After all these years, and it was that easy all along. Oh my goodness. That is so cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go back and figure out who that was that just taught us this. I always try to watch different people and their methods. Try to learn. And then learn more. There's always something new. Wow. That is so neat. I can't believe this. That is so cool. Look at this one. I guess that's like God shaking us up saying, hey. And we're like, no, stop. Why are you tearing us apart? And then he's like, shoop. Look at that. You're brand new. How awesome. Wow. Now you just want to rinse them really good. Drain them. And then you give the girls back their shells. Set them out in the sun for an afternoon or stick them in the oven and crisp them up, and it just kind of makes them crispy, and then you can crunch them better, and that dries them out, and you give them back to the girls. Now there's a lot of controversy over having them eat their shells because they have to have calcium, so then you feed them oyster shell or you feed them their own eggshells, and their own eggshells are better for them. And the controversy is over whether or not that's going to make them eat their eggs, and I can only tell you from my experience and what my girls do, and they don't eat their eggs unless it's the farmer's fault. If we're lazy and don't get out there and get the eggs that day, then it's possible that they'll eat them. Otherwise, I've never had a problem with it, but you've already boiled them, so it's a different smell, and then you put them in the oven and crisp it up, but you make it really, really fine so it doesn't look like their own eggshells. And there you go. So then you've got their calcium for them, and they lay better that way, and their eggs, or actually the shells are harder. So we're going to boil about 4 cups of vinegar. And we're going to do about a teaspoon of each of our ingredients. So about a teaspoon of baking vanilla. Or so. I like that chef, that Cajun chef, what was his name? He says a little bit of this and a little bit of that. A little bit for you and a little bit for me. Of course, that was the wine he was talking about there. There we go. And it's better if you measure it out. But I'm just doing a pinch of this and a pinch of that. A little extra head country, because I love head country. Because it's not Oklahoma without head country. Okay, so we did 4 cups of distilled white vinegar. And 1 teaspoon of each of our other ingredients. Banana peppers, minced garlic, minced onion, baking vanilla, sea salt, ground cinnamon, black pepper, and 2 tablespoons of head country. And then I did 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil as well. And then we're just going to let that boil. As soon as it starts to boil, we're going to take it off and just let it set for 5 minutes. Some banana peppers in the bottom to start. So I'm actually going to pour some of that juice into our mixture here. Stir it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start preparing our jars here. I'm going to put a few banana peppers in the bottom of each jar, and then we're going to save some for the middle and again the top. That's probably enough. Oh, and there it's boiling. So we're going to take that off. And we're going to cover it. And let it set then for 5 minutes. I'll put the timer on here. And we'll go ahead and turn it off. Start placing our eggs in. Add a few more banana peppers. And again, you can put anything you like in here. If you want to put some onions, or one I saw, he was putting beets inside of there. He actually boiled eggs and beets also. You can do minced onion, cut up onion. Alright, so add a few more banana peppers. And again, you can put anything you like in here. If you want to put some onions, or one I saw, he was putting beets inside of there. He actually boiled eggs and beets also. You can do minced onion, cut up onion, larger chunks, or you can do those little round bite-sized ones. I probably used too much in the middle there, but that's okay. Alright, so as full as you can now. I could have probably benefited from a couple more jars. Oh, that's right, we have those, I have the jar. I have a few more. I'll garnish here on the top. Oh, and it's time. Let's see what the finished product is. Woo! Hot, spicy. Look at this. Looking good. And I'm going to put it in this pitcher. And actually you can just stir it and then ladle it out. if you so choose. And here we go. Move them onto here so I can feel free to make as much of a mess as I'd like. Ha! So now we just cover and make sure that the lids are on tight and secure. And then we rinse them really well. And shake. We dry it off. And voila! Here's the finished product. Now we just put them in the refrigerator and we wait for 8 to 10 days before we take them out. And they actually don't have to be refrigerated after that first 8 to 10 days. They won't have to be refrigerated anymore. And they're good for up to a year. Now this is what we had left. And so I went ahead and added, it was so good, I decided to use it for dressing, so I added about half a cup of olive oil and boiled it. And when it came to a boil, then I just pulled it off, put the lid on, and letting it set. And now we've got salad dressing as well, and I can put that in a jar. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I love you. Until next time.